What's up, everybody? How are you? Today is Saturday, November 14th. That's very important. I tell you that because I want to talk about coronavirus. And as you know, everything with coronavirus, you got to know the date. It's always changing. Today, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to stay safe and healthy for the Thanksgiving holiday. Number one being don't fucking go hang out with each other. That's number one. Okay, I want to go see my family. All right, we're going to talk about what you need to do to stay safe if you're going to see your family. Now, everyone agree with me. The safest thing to do is stay your ass at home and just keep it to your little tiny little unit. That's it. Okay, don't be inviting people over. But that's my default answer. Don't do it. But if you're going to do it, today we're going to talk about what you can do to stay safe. If you're watching us on the replay, you can fast forward to about the 5-minute mark, and that's when I will really get started. In the meantime, I will say some hellos. Where are you watching from? And let me get your name. If you want your name up on here, this is the time to do it. So where are you watching from? And are you having Thanksgiving this year? Are you going to have a gathering? Just say Indianapolis gathering, small gathering, or here we go. Perfect. Emma Bethel Zoom Thanksgiving on YouTube. See? Awesome. Paula Curtis Carter, this is live. This is not a replay. Gosh darn it. All right. What's up, Arturo in El Paso? Oh, my man. Or they, I don't know. I don't have your picture. Bonjour from France. Man, it's hot over there. Be good. Logan, West Virginia. Connie, small family get together. All right. Laura, Indiana. Yes to the Thanksgiving. Uh-oh. North Central Florida is in the house. My family doesn't like me, but not gonna go do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, Thomas Rob. Oh, I missed you. There you go. Thomas Robinson from the UK. You guys probably. What's the opposite of Thanksgiving? You guys are celebrating the opposite of Thanksgiving, right? Maria in Albuquerque. No gathering. Good for you. All right, my girl. What's up? Canceled all get-togethers. Smart. Good deal. Rose. Hey, what's up, California? Let's talk about how do we stay safe. I know, Debbie, you guys had your Thanksgiving already last month, yeah? So I've got a couple of, while we're waiting, what's up, London? Pam, looking good. Hi, Jenny. Rose. Karen Scarpa. Karen, I miss you in group. I will say, I miss you in group. All right. Elkhorn, Nebraska. What's up, Donna Daly? All right. Turkey football. Elliot, that's a good question. Hit share for me, not your friend share. Really, just 3 of y'all. That's cool. Not Sunny and share, but the share button. Let's get some more people in here. We're going to talk about coronavirus, what to do for Thanksgiving. I will tell you, you can stop. Listen, the debate is over. I have the answer to the ultimate question. Who is the best effing dad? I've got the coffee mug, so clearly I'm the best effing dad. Contest is over. So just kidding. What's in here? This is matcha green tea. And the reason why I'm telling you, I know you can't tell from this picture, but this is the most amazing matcha green tea I've ever had. I actually splurged. Oh, I should have given you the container. So this is ceremonial grade green tea. So there's like everyday use green tea, which is shit. There is culinary green tea, which is usually what you get at like Japanese restaurants, nice upscale sushi restaurants. And then there's the ultimate ceremonial green tea. So like regular green tea, like you can get a bag of regular matcha green tea for like $10, right? Whatever, big bag of it, right? This was a small can, like literally an ounce or ounce and a half of green tea. And it was $25. So it's really good green tea. And as always, I have my water. There. That's not vodka. Hey, don't be like that. It's not vodka. It's water. You know it. Matcha green tea. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about COVID, coronavirus, Thanksgiving, really Thanksgiving. Okay. and I'll do a post on this later. Right. Little quick commercial break here. You know, I make these COVID rapid test kits. I'm the only one who puts them together. I created these little inserts. So if you order from me, I'll send these. You'll get one of these. Minimum order of 20 though. So minimum order of 20. So don't ask me for 1 or 2. But I made these infographics. This is what you're getting, and this is how you read the test. Right? I had this made. You can't get this online. So some people are like, I got it somewhere cheaper. No, you did not. I'm the only person who puts these together. But here's the test you get. This is the rapid test, and it is the FDA EUA, Emergency Use Act list. There is no FDA approved COVID test. They are all on the EUA. This is a finger prick. So I put everything in your kit. You will literally prick your finger. Dink, ow. Just like checking your blood sugars. Then you will drop some buffer. I give you the buffer into the test, and you will read the results in 10 minutes. 10-minute results right there. Read results in 10 minutes. You don't send it to a lab. You don't have to have any special equipment. You read it like a pregnancy test. Okay. So message me. I have a Thanksgiving special. Normally these are $5 kit tests for $500. 5 for $500. That's $100 each. I have a Thanksgiving special. Message me on Facebook. Let me tell you where to find me. In case you're watching on YouTube, message me on /Dr. Vong. And the Thanksgiving special is not 5 for $500. It's 20 for $1,000. So 20 for $50 each. So it's 20 for $1,000. That's it. So it's $50 each. Minimum order of 20, and plus shipping. Get results in 10 minutes. All right, let's talk about Thanksgiving. All right. So let's do it. You're going to need those for the holidays, by the way. You're going to need it for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we're in this for a long time. So don't like Dr. V, I just need 2. You don't need, you're broke. You don't have money. Just tell me you don't have money, because reality is we're in this for at least another year, at least. Life will not go back to a new normal until 2020, late 2021, even into 2022. Okay, so you're going to need these tests for Thanksgiving and Christmas and fucking New Year's. And you guys, you know how people are. Valentine's Day. No vaccines won't be out, so we'll have a Mother's Day, Easter special, Mother's Day special, Father's Day special, 4th of July. Now, 4th of July, we're going to start getting to some sort of semblance of normalcy, but it won't be what you think. But we are in for a very cold winter. So, full disclaimer, I am a surgeon. I did go to med school, but I'm a retired bariatric surgeon. Why should you be listening to a retired bariatric surgeon? It's because my following is the obese community, and the #1 risk factor for poor outcomes from coronavirus is obesity. And that's why I started studying coronavirus, looking at what's happening, dusted off the immunology books and textbooks and virology textbooks. And I was like, okay, all right. So, and that's what I've been doing. Okay. Scott Ward, they do, but they're not until April 2022. So 2022. So you're good until April 2022. All right. So let's talk about what to do for Thanksgiving. #1, and you know this, right? Best thing is, so this is not terribly exciting, but everybody knows this, but I need to say this just because, I don't know, protect myself or whatever. The #1 best thing to do is to not gather, right? It's just a weird year. You can't trust it. Okay. And you also have to remember, today is November, I don't know when you'll be watching this video, but today, right now, it's November 14th. On November 13th, the United States alone had, how many cases did we have on Friday the 13th? November, yes. Who knows the number? So yesterday on November the 13th, the United States had 182,000 coronavirus cases. Cannot believe that. In July, when I left Houston for Albuquerque, because Houston was getting hot, temperature hot, but coronavirus hot, we peaked at around 1,700 cases. The United States, around July, we were really hurting. Towards the end of July, we had 70,000 cases a day, and we were freaking out. Now we had yesterday, November 13th, we had 182,000 coronavirus cases. Now, what's funny about this? What is funny? There's nothing funny, but let me just say a couple of things. Canada is fucking freaking out because they have 4,500 cases. My little town has 20 cases, 22 cases. I'm in double digits. And we're like, oh, well, let me show you how to do it big. Come to the United States. We'll show you how to do it big. This is horrible, guys. In July, when these governors and red states, blue states, I'm so glad the election thing is over. You can still argue with me that the election's not over, but you get the idea. You know, red states are going to open up, and they became a disaster. Florida was a disaster, you know, and Georgia was a disaster. Well, anyway, so don't make it political, Doc. Don't make it political, Doc. I won't, Mom. So, so these cases were high. We were scared. And I said in a video, video I posted, I said we would be lucky if we got back down to 30,000 cases by October. And here we are, November 14th, 182,000 cases yesterday, 182,000 cases. That's crazy. That's craziness, right? So winter is looking really bad. And I have other videos where I talked about how this also coincides with the influenza. So the seasonal flu is off to a roaring start, cold, allergies. People will be sneezing, not knowing what to do. I've said you need to wear both a face mask plus a face shield if you're in a cold weather climate. Houston still got up to like 80 degrees today. So not the face shield yet, but it's coming because the cases are coming, okay? So this is not good, not good. We have 67,000 hospitalizations. That's a record number again, right? And I am estimating these because depending on which website you watch, they have different things, right? 67,000 hospitalizations. We are around 242,000 American deaths. And I know it affects other countries, but I'm talking about USA because USA is a prime fucking example of what not to do. Like, don't do this, okay? I mean, we have more deaths than like all these wars combined. It's ridiculous, you know? And we still have people who thinks it's a hoax, who thinks it's going to go away, who are still like, see, I told you, your vaccine's right around the corner. Listen to me. The vaccine is not fucking right around the corner. And I can do a different video on that. But reality is the vaccine's not right around the corner. We're not near the end of this. This is not good. Right? So Dr. V is, I'm not paranoid. I'm very practical, but I'm telling you, Dr. V, I went grocery shopping. People are hoarding for Thanksgiving. Fuck Thanksgiving. I'm hoarding for the long winter. So I bought a bunch of canned foods, that sort of stuff. I did not make a run on toilet paper. I still have a lot of toilet paper, you know, because I stocked up during the summer. Didn't do any of that stuff, but getting smart, right? My vegetable garden is going great. I've got a lot of leafy greens. I'm going to have cantaloupe. I got cucumbers. I got too many jalapenos to speak of. But I'm getting staple stuff in the canned forms. And not because I think there's going to be a shortage. I just don't want to go out. I want to minimize how much I go out starting here pretty soon. Now, if you're up north and it's already cold, you should have already been doing this. If you're Chicago, is over 4,500 cases a day. In New York City, at its peak back in April, when we were like watching New York City in horror, they never got over, I don't think they ever got over 2,000. If they did, not by very much, you know. And now Chicago is 4,500 cases. We are running out of, no, Dr. Vong, like there are empty hospitals. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You are confused because your sister-in-law works at a surgery center. That's not a fucking hospital, right? She's an OR tech. They do outpatient surgeries. They're not a hospital. They're a day center. You know, that's not the same fucking thing. If you are in a hot spot, no, Dr. Vong, no, it's a real hospital. They have patients. They're empty. They're empty because you're not in a hot spot yet. But I'm going to talk about a couple of things, and then we'll get to Thanksgiving. I know. I should stick to topic. Dr. Vong, just not going to stick to the topic. Okay, so why is this a problem? It's not because of beds. So some places are terrible. So check this out. South Dakota, 1 in every 1,600 South Dakotans, 1 in 1,600 people in South Dakota is currently in the hospital for COVID. 1 in 1,600 South Dakotans are in the hospital for COVID. Okay, North Dakota is running out of beds. It's not good. So El Paso, I'm in Texas. El Paso ran out of beds. So they sent beds, patients, COVID positive patients from El Paso to where? San Antonio. Why San Antonio? Let me tell you the answer, because a lot of people don't realize El Paso is a huge military base there. So they're transferring from one military hospital in El Paso to another military hospital in San Antonio. Why San Antonio? Why San Antonio? Who's paying attention? Who's paying attention? San Antonio has a low number of COVID cases currently. I say currently. Dr. V, why are you saying currently? What's going to happen when you send positive COVID patients from El Paso, a hot center, to a low center place in San Antonio? What's going to happen? San Antonio is going to get lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. It's just going to happen. So this is going to happen all over the United States. You're going to see patients who, and rightfully so, you have to do this. Rightfully so, you're going to transfer patients from one hotspot to an available bed, hopefully in another hotspot, but they're panicking themselves. So most likely you're transferring them to a place that's not as hot, which then the cases will increase because you'll get transmission from staff, janitorial, front desk girl, nurses, PAs, all that sort of stuff, doctors, but you'll get it out. And we try to contain it. It's not as bad as in the regular community, but you know it's not good, okay? So this is happening, you know, worldwide, but we're talking about the United States. So what do you want to do if you're doing Thanksgiving? As I've said before, the number one thing you want to do is not have a get together. But Dr. Vaughn, we need to get together. Grandma is 80, 90. We haven't seen her. She might be dying. Okay. So we get that, right? You're going to get together. No matter what I say, you want a gathering. Okay. So what do you need to do? Okay. Get your family right now. If y'all are trying to get together, here's what you need to do. I don't care when you're watching this, but the first thing you need to do is this: quarantine now. You can't wait. I'm going to wait 3 days before Thanksgiving. No, quarantine now. Thanksgiving's 2 weeks away. You have to have it's 12 days now. Thursday was 14 days. So 2 weeks makes you feel good if you quarantine. Minimum of 7 days. You know, we really suggest 10 days. You know, we're good if you do 10 days, but you know, the White House doesn't do any day, like does 1 day, but really you need a quarantine now. What does that mean? So that means everybody, listen to me, all you fuckers, if you're going to have people coming over, you have to tell them you need to quarantine now. Now. No, I'm going to wait till closer to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving far away. You ain't coming over, girl. You need to quarantine now, okay? You're down to 12 days. I don't know when you're going to watch this, but you're down to 12 days. 10 days is what Dr. V would want. 7 days is the absolute fucking minimum. And even then, yeah, you better be my favorite fucking cousin. You better be my favorite sibling. The drunk uncle quarantining for 7 days ain't coming over. So you might see some places that say, okay, you'll be all right quarantining for 7 days. Dr. V will say, no, you need to quarantine now. Okay. So get everybody on the same page to quarantine now. You got to trust them to quarantine. So what does it mean to quarantine? All right. Quarantine means like officially, like remember when this started back in March and April, where you actually shut down? We want you to shut down. We want you to stay at home, only go out for the essentials, groceries, doctor's appointments. That's pretty much it. No restaurants, curbside, no bars, no bars at all. Okay. You need to quarantine now if you're coming over to my house for Thanksgiving. Okay. So then this is the same thing. If you have a college student who's coming home from college, they need to quarantine now, which I know could be hard because you're in college. You want to see your friends. You want to talk about how weird it's been, what crazy times 2020 is. Some campuses have gone back to online only, but some campuses are still open. And I'm not stupid. I went to college. I went to too much fucking college, but I went to college. So I know there are parties out there. There are people doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So your kid is going to be like, no, mom, I'm really quarantining. I don't know how I caught it. I don't know how I caught it. I was quarantining the whole time. Well, you got it, you know? So if you can trust them to quarantine, they need to quarantine now. Now. Don't wait. Quarantine now. Okay? All right. Now, next. Okay, next. What do you want them to do? They need... Okay. Then they need to get some sort of coronavirus testing. Some people are lucky. Their insurance pays for it. They have coverage. That's fine. Get tested. And I don't care what it is. Nasal tested. There are long lines now. If you're in a hot spot like Wisconsin, you are going to wait 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. In fact, comment in the comment section, how long did you have to wait for your last coronavirus? And where were you? I'm in Wisconsin. I waited 5 hours for a coronavirus test, and it took 4 days to get results. That's what's going to happen. That's the problem. We are overwhelming the system, right? Don't be a cheap bastard. You can go to Costco. The Costco has a $130 saliva test. Now, there's a couple things about that. The saliva test is not very accurate. It's not. And you still need to send it into a lab. So it's 2 days shipping to get to the lab, and then they have a 2-day turnaround. So you're not going to get the results for four days. You got to remember that, right? Now, I have these rapid test kits. I do these. I put these together, and you can ask me. If you go to facebook.com/Dr. Vong, right there, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, I want you to message me, Dr. Vong. I need 20 tests, $50 each. That's $1,000. These are normally 5 for $500. They're normally 5 for $500. For Thanksgiving, I know I want y'all to get tested. So message me. They're $50 each, minimum order 20, so $1,000. You're going to need them anyway. You're going to need them for fucking Christmas. You're going to need them for New Year's. This is not going away for a whole year, at least. So you're going to go through all those tests, okay? So you need to get tested some way. Now, the preference would be closest to the time you're going to get there. So with these rapid tests that I have, my rapid test kits, I would test the day of, right before you come over. I'm going to come over, or the morning of. Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm home. I'm finishing the pumpkin pie. I'm going to test myself. Hey, 10 minutes later, I'm negative. This gives you 10 minutes results. It's 95% accurate, more accurate than the nasals. And no waiting, 10 minutes. No, you don't have to send it to a lab. You keep it at home. It's just like a pregnancy test. You read it. I had this infographic created to show you how to do it. Okay. Then what you do is you test and you send it to, everybody gets a test. And now you feel pretty good. Now, nothing is 100%. Listen to me very closely. You can do all of this stuff and nothing is 100%. But what you're doing is you're minimizing your test, your possibility, right? You got to minimize it. Okay, so now every layer you do gets better and better and better, right? So one, you've been quarantining for 2 weeks, minimum of, please, 10 days, please. But 7 days, if you will test, I will feel good. So then you're going to get some sort of coronavirus testing, either from your doctor, and now your doctors are going to be overwhelmed, et cetera. First of all, if you're in a hotspot, my answer would be 0. Do not go. If you're in one of these cities like Chicago, it's a total hotspot. 1 in 3 people is testing positive. 1 in 4 is testing positive. Do not go. Just because you know them does not mean they're healthy. Just because you know them does not mean they're negative. You have to know their status. So test as soon as you're coming over. Okay. Now, when you come over, you're going to do the normal thing. Okay. So we have, this sounds very simple, but we've overlooked this. I know you want to hug them. I know you want to say hello. I know you want to, touch the whatever they're bringing over. But have them go wash their hands. Go gel up and wash. Remember, we got to go back to basics. Soap. It is singing happy birthday twice. Happy birthday to me. You sing happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to us. Happy Thanksgiving to us. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy fucking Thanksgiving to us. And many more. And sing it twice. It's 2 times. So happy birthday to you 2 times. And do it like Dr. V. Remember, the virus loves to be it's the fingertips. So you also want to do this. You make bubbles. Make bubbles, make bubbles. Dr. Vong, I can't believe I'm watching a video on how to wash my hands. But you're going to forget. You're going to let your guard down. Does that make sense what I'm saying there? Okay. Hey, I'm going to show you a study here in a second. So you want to do this. You want to get the bubbles in here. And I would wash all the way up to my elbows. I'm a surgeon. I'm crazy. You do this all the way up your elbows. You can be a surgeon. I'm going to be a surgeon. Look at me. I'm going to be a surgeon. This is me running your hands under the water like that. That's how you do it. Okay. All right. So, but this is tricky because people forget. We know them. They're my sister. They're my family. I want to hug them. No. Don't hug. Okay. Wash your hands first. Okay. Then show me your negative test. Here it is. Here's my negative test. Okay. Now you can come in, wash your hands, and now we can hug. All right. Now, let me give you another tip. Now, this one is a big question. Should you stay away, right? Should you social distance, right? The answer is, well, how badly do you want to minimize your risk? Everything is about minimizing your risk. If you stay 6 feet apart, you'll minimize your risk. If you really, really miss grandma and it's worth the hug, go get the hug. As long as you've done the quarantining, everybody's tested negative, you wash your hands, nothing's 100%, but you're looking at 96, 90, 97%. That's an A+. Go give grandma a hug if that's important. And it's the usual shit, man. It's fucking boring. It's not rocket science. Outside's better than inside. But, what are you going to tell a New Yorker where it's, or Minnesota or Green Bay or Wisconsin or South Dakota or Seattle where, it's like 40 degrees outside. You can't do it outside. You got to come inside. If you live in a place with the land, hey, what type of turf do you have over there? Oh, that? Yeah. That's tundra. If you describe your lawn as tundra, you probably shouldn't be living there. But some people do. Freaking Alberta, damn Canadians. But, some people do. If it's more nighttime hours than daylight hours, yeah. But, so it's just not realistic. So people are going to want to be indoors, okay? So be indoors. Should you social distance? Now, the next question, how many people? Some states have already mandated that you need to have groups that are like less than 10 people and no more than 2 families, for example. I would tell you it depends on your risk factor. It's like the stock market. What are you willing to bet? The more people you have, the higher the risk. So if you already have 7 kids, you're kind of fucked. Because I would tell you keep it under 6. Keep it under 6. Does that make sense? If you really want to stay safe, keep it under 6. But that number, even then, is kind of made up. I mean, mom, dad, and 4 kids. Mom, dad, 2 kids, 2 grandparents, your favorite set of grandparents. What are you going to do? Right? And that's on top of the testing and all, because the testing is not 100%. You can have false negatives, right? The quarantining. Some people might like, well, I had to go see my bingo tea club, bunko club. You know, I had to go play bingo. I had to go cash in my scratch off. But other than that, like, I totally stayed at home. All right, Uncle Billy. You see what I'm saying? So what you have to do is, everything is a layered risk. And the more layers you do, the more protection you have. So keep the numbers lower. Outside is better than inside. Now the funny questions. Number 6. Mask or no mask? Okay. The question is mask or no mask. Now I was watching a TV show today, and this doctor expert, he's a doctor, said that if you're going to get together for Thanksgiving, he says you should wear a mask in between bites. Take down the mask, get the bite of food, put the mask back on, and right. So again, that depends on who you are. Okay, I'm going to tell you a couple of studies real quick. Are you young and healthy? Like myself, I'm actually 48. I know, I don't look 48, do I? I look dashing, but I'm actually 48. My girlfriend Erica's 28. I know. I keep telling y'all, I can be very charming. I'm not always calling everybody a fucker. So, and we're relatively healthy. Her mom is, older, but not super old, and has asthma. So we consider her high risk, but not super high risk. So we've tested it. I've got these people. I test myself every 2 weeks. Test Erica. I test anyone who comes over. If they haven't had a test within 2 weeks, they don't come over to see me. Now, I could still come down with COVID, but I still wear my mask. Going out, I wear my mask. I social distance. I don't do stuff that I don't need to do. We only do outdoor dining because the weather's nice down here in Houston. If I was up north, I wouldn't do any dining at all. So her mom is tested. We test her mom. And so you have to decide, because there's the viral factor, but then there's also the host factor. So how healthy is the person? You have a 90-year-old grandmother. She's not in good health. She's got COPD or cancer or obesity or, something like that. You might want to keep a mask on her and on everybody. You have to decide. It's layers of protection. So if you put a mask layer on, you're more protected. And I know what you look like. I mean, you're related to me. You must be hot. You're related to Erica. I know you're beautiful. You're family. You're my blood. I know what you look like. I know you're good looking. It's all right. Just put it on. Right? So the other hand, though, it's a small number, 6, 7 people, you know that they're good. You're all tested up. You guys have all quarantined, and you're willing to roll the dice, and you're all pretty healthy. You can go without a mask. Now, don't take that out of fucking context, right? What I said, right? You have to decide. So let me tell you some new studies. Okay, here's what I want to tell you, and I forgot to say this. A new study. So sorry, it took me a while to type this, but this is important. A new study came out last week. I was going to do a video on this, but I was too tired. It looked at when you sneeze or cough, like what happens to the droplets. So coronavirus is in the droplets. Okay. It's in the air, but it's in the air containing these droplets, and these droplets are called fomites, right? And the larger droplets have more coronavirus. So if someone sneezes right into your face, or talks or screams or yells or sings, and neither one of you is wearing a mask, that's the worst situation, where they're coughing, sneezing, singing, yelling at these large droplets into your face. That's a problem. So what the study looked at was what's the distance that droplets travel, and what happens when they land. Where do they land? What happens? So this new study found that the coronavirus actually, because social distancing, that sort of stuff, most of it falls about waist, well, like stomach, belly, like chest down, right? From the chest down, which makes sense because you're really looking at people in the eyes, you're social distancing, the droplets are falling down. So really your stomach area and below. So they're not, most of the time, I'm not saying it can't happen, but most of the time when someone coughs or sneezes, it's not going like, don't you hate it when someone sneezes like that on you? It's not going here, it's going down here. So then how do you catch it? Well, it turns out that people are then touching rubbing. Oh, Thanksgiving, Nana, Grandma, that was so good. They're touching with their hands down here. They're rubbing their legs, right? And then they move their hands up and then they touch here. And that's how most often coronavirus gets infected you, is from that sort of transmission. So again, you should have hand gel, hand sanitizer. Remind people to wash their hands all the time. If they're coming over, they need to wash hands. They need a hand gel. You pick this up. I brought over the pie. Yep. Love to have it. Hand gel up first. Gel that up first. Okay. We have to get over this ego idea that, oh, I'm going to offend them. I'm being obnoxious. I'm hurting their feelings. No, you're keeping everybody safe. You're trying to keep everybody safe, okay? Don't worry so much about the coronavirus is on surfaces, is on metals. That's not really the case. It's really more through droplets, okay? Through sneezing, singing, that sort of stuff. So, which takes me to the next thing. You might want to not do number 8. So look and see, like, what Thanksgiving traditions can you leave out, right? Let's not pass around the spoon and lick the spoon. I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that a white person thing? I don't know. But like if you're used to singing or caroling, or, you probably don't want to do that. You don't want to sing. If these families, listen, I spent the last 5 years in Albuquerque. So, there's always those families where some people drink too much and then they start fighting and yelling and somebody's going to get stabbed. Like, don't invite that cousin. Don't invite that cuz. They can stay their ass home. So you don't want people yelling and fighting and screaming. But then also, what happens? Guys are all like, I'm not gay, man, but I love you. Once they had a few drinks, I'm not gay, but I love you, man. I love you, bro. And they start hugging and getting close. Like, you might want to go, let's not do that. Maybe your family tradition is to sit around and play Twister. You probably don't want to play Twister. Like you just kind of like, especially not naked Twister with your family. That's just weird. Yeah, you're one of those families. Okay. All right. Strip Twister with your family. That's weird. Maybe that's one tradition you don't want to do. And I love Thanksgiving. It's like football. Maybe you don't play football this year. Maybe we don't play tackle. We don't play flag football. We don't sit around the campfire singing carols. There are things you can do. You can make memories. You can talk about what a shit show 2020 has been. Like, that could be, let's tell some stories about how crazy 2020 has been. It's time for new traditions. So at the end of this all, why are we doing this? We want to what we're trying to do is make memories. We're trying to get around a time, like, we're just trying to get through this. And you might have to decide, like, hey, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, this might be the year that we don't want to lose anybody this year. We don't want to lose anybody this year. We want to be smart. Okay. Now, what about post Thanksgiving? So let me do this, because I think a lot of people are going to be concerned about this. Okay. Most major retailers have canceled um, Black Friday. So there's no storming Walmart, Best Buy, none of those crazy. At least I don't think so. So post Thanksgiving, but regarding like once you go home, what do you need to do? So pay attention. You need you need to quarantine. You've had a get together. And we know now that the coronavirus spreads more through small, intimate gatherings. So you've had a small, intimate gathering playing Naked Twister with grandma, okay? So now you need to quarantine again. How long, Dr. V? How long, Dr. V? No one really knows. But I would say, depending on your level of closeness and activity, 5 to 7 days. 5 to 7 days. And watch for symptoms. If you don't have symptoms, you're probably good. But I would tell you, 10, if you want to feel really good, is I would retest. We need more testing, not less testing. After 5 to 7 days, you can retest. And if you retest and you're negative, then there's a 98% chance you're going to be okay. You're going to be good, right? That's how we do this. And then you got to fucking repeat this again 4 weeks later. Hey, comment if when you were growing up, you knew that Christmas was December 25th, and you always thought that Thanksgiving was November 25th. Did you think that, or was I the only crazy immigrant who thought that? I thought that Thanksgiving was always November 25th. And then somebody told me, like in high school, like, no, it's like the fourth Thursday, and it's not always the 25th. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So you'll need more testing, not less testing. And you're gonna be here. You're gonna do it again for fucking New Year's because you're American. You're gonna do it again for Valentine's Day. Weather's getting nice. We're reopening. You're calling people back to work. Businesses are reopening. You're gonna need these tests for Easter and St. Patty's Day. God, I can't miss St. Patrick's Day. The 1 year anniversary coronavirus. We're going to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day. And I know this is, this is a serious topic because for some people, you guys understand this. Like at some point, it was your last Mother's Day. You understand that? At some point, it was the last Mother's Day. The problem is you didn't know. You didn't know it was going to be your last Mother's Day with grandma or great-grandmother or mom or your own. You didn't know it was going to be your own last Mother's Day. So that's a lot of the fear and anxiety that this caused. But the way we get through this is not to deny it. It's not to say that it's hype. It's not about, political agendas. It's about doing the right thing. Like I wear a mask to protect you, but it turns out wearing a mask also protects me, which we knew anyway, because, I'm a surgeon. And we got to get beyond this. Does that make sense? I want to go back to normal too, right? So those are my tips. I'll, as always, I will edit this down and I will post it again on my YouTube channel. I will do another one tomorrow because I'm sure there will be some questions. I think tomorrow I might do an open Q&A. Like for example, it makes sense. Like if you do you have dishes that you share during Thanksgiving? Can you use the same serving spoon because everyone's touching it? Or what should we do about that? I'm going to talk quickly about my testing kits. So you can hang out for that. You don't have to, but I appreciate y'all. All right. And as always, I'll put this down. By the way, blessings and prayers for our nurses, PAs, physicians assistants, like doctors, medical techs, all the assistants, even the front desk girl. We're asking them to do a lot. Remember, guys, they are not getting paid hazard pay. This is that front desk girl is getting paid her $13.45 an hour job to always be exposed to coronavirus. And we have to be patient and kind and caring. And the problem is it's only going to get worse because as this pandemic rages on, 182,000 cases yesterday, until we get a handle on this, people are going to get frustrated. The stock market's going to crash. The things are going to get rough. Real estate market's going to crash. People are going to lose their jobs, and our fuses are going to get short. We do have quarantine burnout for sure. Okay. So stay safe. Do your part, guys. It's not that much. Wear a mask. Grow up. And I would tell you, like, honestly, I would unfollow anyone who doesn't believe in the science, who thinks it's exaggerated. I promise you they have ulterior motives. I promise you they have ulterior motives. They're usually business people who are concerned with their livelihood, and rightly so. But you still need to pivot. You still need to keep people safe. All right. Blessings to you. I want to talk about my COVID rapid test. All right. So if you order from me, you'll get a rapid test kit like this. It has everything you need. In it, you have a pair of gloves, which you can use or don't use. You have alcohol swabs. You have a Band-Aid. But most importantly, you've got the rapid test. Okay. This rapid test gives you results in 10 minutes. You don't need special equipment. It is 95% accurate. You don't send it into a lab. You will literally prick your finger, just like checking your blood sugar if you're a diabetic. You will put it onto the test and you will read the results. And it will give you the results in 10 minutes. And these normally sell 5 for $500. They're $100 each. 5 for $500 is the kit. And trust me, I mean, that's a little bit of profit, but Costco is selling their saliva test, which is a terrible test, for $130. You have to ship it into a lab. That takes 2 days. They have a 2-day turnaround, so you won't get results for 4 days. And they're charging you like $130 for the test, plus like apps and notifications and things like that, like delivery. I don't know, all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be more. So even at $100 each, this is a steal. So I know you guys are coming for Thanksgiving. For the last couple months, I've been selling these for $50 each, a minimum order of 40, minimum order of 40. Okay. That's $2,000, which is a lot for people. Dr. Vong, I don't need that many. I'm like, yes, you do. You're in this for a long time. But because I know some of y'all just want to get together for your family, Thanksgiving, for this weekend only, I've dropped it to 20. You can order 20 of these, minimum order of 20. That's only $1,000. Split it with your favorite brother, because that younger brother, he's a dickhead. He's not going to do anything. So for $1,000, you can test your family, you can test your business, your employees, your teachers, whatever you need to do. Police officers, firemen, take this test. Okay. That's it. So message me if you're interested. I'm going to be on Facebook for a while taking your orders. It's literally me. Look around. There's nobody with me. This is my game room. And this is where I put the test together. There's nobody here. I don't have an assistant. It is literally me. If you message me, I want you to do this message, 24,000. So I know it's 20 tests for $1,000. Do not, I get so many comments and inquiries, and they're like, I need more information about the rapid test. And I'll say it's $1,000. And they'll say, I only need 1 or 2. So we go back and forth, and I'm like, dude, it's 20 for $1,000. Don't message me. And if you can't afford it, I'm sorry. Get in with some people. But that's wholesale pricing for you. I'm giving you wholesale pricing, $24,000, and I overnight ship it. That's $100. So you'll get it overnight shipping. Today is Saturday. That means you'll get it on Monday. Most places, unless you live in the boondocks, right? So it's $1,100 total. Just message me right now, facebook.com/Dr. Vong. I'll be on. I'll take some questions real quick, but I'll be on to take your orders too. Oh my gosh, the sun is setting in my eyes. I apologize. All right. Judy, I placed my order with Dr. V today. I encourage you to take him up on his Thanksgiving. So Judy is watching on YouTube. And Judy, it was me, right? I totally know Judy Cox Reuter or Royer, like the service. And then I totally I sent out the label like 10 minutes later, and it was to FedEx, and you're getting yours on Tuesday, I think is what you wanted. So this test is on the CDC Emergency Use Act list. It is approved for use. Okay, it tests both the IgG and IgM. This is a good question. Why was Trump breathing hard at his press conference? It could be lingering effects from his coronavirus. We know he he had breathing difficulties. He was on supplemental oxygen. He talked about his CAT scans had some changes, which is something the doctors would tell him. So he probably had some changes consistent with, and they wouldn't say that he had pneumonia, but you know he fucking had pneumonia, and now he has lingering effects, okay? That's one. Number two, it's also a tell. Now, if you play poker, he has this tell where whenever he says something that he thinks is going to be very controversial or that's really upsetting him, he sniffs really hard. He takes a really deep inhale. He goes, he does that. Have you noticed that? He does that. So that's when you know the bullshit meter is coming, okay? So yin yang. Oh, I take, you can bank wire. I can do Venmo, Cash App. I can't do PayPal anymore. Cash App, Venmo. I don't like to use Zelle. Cashier's check or bank wire. So you can do a finger prick. Yeah. So it is literally, you take this cap off like that, and the needle's in here. And all you don't do anything but put it on your finger and you push down. You push down and it pricks your finger and you get a droplet of blood. So, and then you drop it onto the cassette. I was looking for my cassette earlier, and you wipe it in there. See, this is a picture of the cassette, but it looks exactly like this. You put the blood drop in this first one where it's a sample well, then you put the buffer, the white stuff. Where's my sample? So you put the buffer solution in here. So I'm the only one who puts these kits together because I know, first of all, you can't even get these tests, right? I have a special connection to get these tests. And then I know what to order. So you'll need it. I know what these are called. I know what size they are, what gauge they need to be, you know, and I know what buffer it is. Like you can go look for different buffers. You'll get the wrong one. It won't work. So I know the buffer and I know how to separate it into these little aliquots, right? So this is me using my doctor knowledge. Oh, Dr. Vong, I found a cheaper version. No, you did not. I'm the only one who makes these. I promise you, I'm the only one who puts these together for you. If you try to order these online, first of all, I don't know what you're getting. I don't know if you're going to get, even if you'll even get your shipment. First of all, Yin Yang, right? Like Yin Yang ordered for me. If you ordered from me, can you just comment real quick so people know that I'm legitimate? It's really AC. Why aren't swab tests accurate? AC, I'm pretty sure ordered from me. So comment AC real quick. Nasal swabs are not that accurate because you have to hit the sample. You might have virus up in here. People think the oral pharynx is just like right here. They think it's right. No, it's like, it's all back through here. Your sinus cavities run all through here and back down your eustachian tube into your throat. It's a huge area. So you might have virus all down here. That's why they also do the mouth, and they're trying to tickle the back of your throat and makes you gag, but up into your nose too, because the virus lives up there too. It's a huge cavernous space. So they could totally miss it. If they swab it, they could totally miss it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they ordered from Yin Yang. Oh, here you go. Britt just ordered from me. Where's Britt? We can get rid of him. Okay, that's all right. So Britt just ordered from me and I dropped it off, right? Where can I see your name? There you go. So Britt totally ordered some from me earlier today, and I put it out on FedEx, and I sent you a picture of your tracking order, right, Britt? And they're on the way. So Catherine's ordered from me. She's ordered multiple times from me. Yeah, so Emily, that's how all the DNA tests are done. So they're PCR tests. That's what she means when she says the DNA. They're actually checking for the RNA. So I don't mean to correct you, Emily, but it's we use that term interchangeably. But coronavirus is an RNA virus. So so we do PCR, reverse it, and to detect the genetic. A lot of people use the term DNA when they mean the genetic component of the virus. And then there's other tests called an antigen test. I'm actually getting a nasal antigen test hopefully next week here. Yep, my order is on the way. See? So just message me if you're interested in that. Anyway, take some more questions. Beverly, I ordered 20 when we first promoted in the tribe. That's awesome, Beverly. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, Michelle did. Michelle Roberson. I've ordered delivered me to Ireland. That's awesome. And we went back and forth too, didn't we, Michelle? Like I was like, man, I don't know if we're gonna get it through customs, but we can try. And I did charge you. I shipped it to you. You paid for one shipment, but I split it up in two shipments, and I covered the cost for the extra shipment. I didn't ask you for more money. I really want to get it out for you. Can you plug the payment systems? So I'm trying to get a credit card merchant, hopefully next week, this coming week. But I use Venmo. Cash App is my favorite so far. Cash App gets the money instantly and doesn't hold it. I can transfer it. Cash App. I can do a bank wire. I like bank wires too. I can give you instructions for a bank wire, and I'll take a cashier's check if you want to send it to me, and I'll wait for it. Okay. So it's just go to facebook.com/Dr. Vong, send me a message, just message Dr. Vong, and say 20 tests for $1,000. So it's 20 tests, it's $50 each. That's $1,000 plus shipping. So it's $1,100 total. Why would you stop being a doctor? Because I retired, man. I sell books. I have book royalties. Maybe you're new to me. I have online courses. Create. I don't know about Apple Pay. I guess I could. I haven't looked into it. I guess I could. Bonnie, good question here. How safe are face shields? They're very safe, but I would wear them in addition to a face mask. So you want to wear both. Wear both. Really, the face shield is more for your eyes. It's because people don't realize, like you have, unless you have allergies, but you have mucosal tissue here and passageways or that can get in, that virus can get into there. And so that's really why you wear a face shield, is to protect the eyes and extra protection over the cloth the mask. But you can do it. You can wear a mask. I promise you, you can do it. Goggles, Googles. Michael Horn. I think Googles are better than no Googles, but a lot of people don't like the pressure. I wore the face shield. It's okay. This user. Yes, exactly. Liz Rose, wear both. If you're in a hot spot, if your state is red, you really need to wear both. You really need to wear both, right? So, John Jones, how long can the virus live on surfaces? We have conflicting reports. We thought the summer heat and the metal would kill it, and clearly the South and the Southern United States was on fire this summer, so it spread. We do know that it spreads primarily from droplets and from person to person, not so much from surfaces. That we're pretty sure of. But we're still trying to really figure out, okay, how are people catching it from each other if they're talking? So it's got to be some sort of aerosol, like droplet. And then is it, like I said in today's video, is it on the shirt and they're touching their shirt and then touching their face? We don't think it's like tabletop surfaces, but it can live. I mean, depending on the study, it can live up to 24 hours. Yeah, I had this problem, Eric, when I was a surgeon and before I got my LASIK, the mask sometimes fog up my glasses. You can put a piece of tape over your mask. That can help. This is not very cool, but you can put some Vaseline on your face right there and it makes a barrier. That's probably the best tip. I live in Houston. It's very humid. So sometimes just going outside during the summer, your glasses will just fog up. It's so irritating. This is a good question, Catherine, and I might need to do another one on this. So we know for a fact that we have well-documented cases now of people catching the coronavirus twice that they're documented, that we know they caught it twice. So you would think that if you caught it the first time, you would have immunity. Now, the virus has only been around in America, and we have American cases where people have caught it twice now. And so let's say it's been America since February, and they're catching it again in June, right? And I'm making that up because I don't know the exact case details, but let's say it's only been 3 or 4 months. Does that mean they lost their immunity? Or does that mean that they the virus mutated? Which it hasn't. It hasn't mutated. It's had some mutations, but it hasn't had enough where it changes the essence of the virus. Like, it's not a new virus. So we're starting to see your IgG antibodies disappear between 8, 10, 12 weeks. My neighbor Tom's, his wife, her antibodies are on my test because she has the IgG antibody, which shows past infection. It's starting to get a little bit thinner, like a little bit softer on the line. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. But it remains to be seen. But remember, there are two arms of your immune system. You actually also have T cells. So you have the immunoglobulins, and then you have the T cells, which you remember T cells as being the HIV/AIDS whole thing. And so we don't know yet what the role of T cells is going to play with coronavirus. Okay. Yeah, exactly. We don't really know yet about T cells. All right. All right. That's it. If you're interested in the COVID test kits, just message me on facebook.com/Dr. Vong with a 20 for 1,000. So it's $20, $50, 20 tests, $50 each. That's $1,000 plus overnight shipping is an extra 100. And I'll be on my Facebook for the next 30 minutes or so taking your orders. I can get those shipped out today, and we'll get you going. All right. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.